Theseus ship. Let's imagine that you just bought a new car, but as time goes by, it begins to have failures in various parts, so you have to take it to the mechanic to repair it. Unfortunately, the car continues to have faults, and the time comes when most of the car is made up of new parts, and now you have a car practically the same as the one you bought. At this point, is it still the same car, or is it already a new one, since its parts are not the same? Actually, which car is original? This phenomenon is called an identity crisis. The identity crisis is a problem that is not only present in cars or material objects, but is especially present in humans. Humans change throughout life, both physically and psychologically. For example, there are not many things in common between a 2-year-old and his 90-year-old version. But does the fact that they do not have things in common means that in reality they are not the same person? Or does the 90-year-old version will continue agreeing to the ideas it had several years ago? This brings us to the question that has long kept philosophers awake. What makes you, you? And what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for a person to be, at a certain moment, the same person as a later time? If we look at it from a biological point of view, the answer will be yes. Since at the end of the day, we are the same living organism both in the past and the present, since it is united to a single and continuous body. But now let's imagine that you undergo a brain transplant to another body. You will most likely say that you have a new body, not that you have a new brain. If so, the fact of having a certain body is not fundamental to the existence of a person. This had led several philosophers to think that the identity is linked to the entire brain. But if our memories, experiences, or information could be copied to the brain of another person, it doesn't mean that they will have the same identity as me. So in reality, identity is not linked to a physical body or a brain. John Locke tried to explain this problem through a psychological point of view, in what he called psychological continuity, where he relates that what makes you be you is based on our psychological history, which is made up of a thread of memories, beliefs, and experiences. These elements should not extend from beginning to the end. As long as there is one that maintains the thread between all the elements, your story will remain the same. Another philosopher named David Hume tried to discover the truth of this question, explaining that the definition of I has been seen in an incorrect way, since the I should not be subject to the thoughts, but that the I only allows to give meaning to our thoughts and belief, but it is not defined by these elements. With this idea, Hume totally declares the opposite of Locke. Hume claims that the self is actually based on the circumstances in which the individual is formed, and that this traces the path of how the individual will react in different circumstances. An example today about the identity crisis will be one of the most famous paintings, the Mona Lisa. Although whenever we observe the Mona Lisa, it looks exactly the same as it was since it was created, the elements that compose it are no longer the same since they are deteriorated over time, so it had to be restored with new elements. As a team, we believe that in reality the painting remains the same, as it has the same structure, it looks the same way, and still has the same meaning with which it was created. In the case of human beings, we believe that we do not really change, since the virtues, memories, experiences, and values, etc., that you acquire as life goes by remain the same despite the passage of time. And the decisions that you're going to make and the actions that you will do during your life will continue to have their foundations in these elements. Thank you so much.